real. Oh, we on live? Oh, we on live? Oh, why ain't y'all tell me I was gonna start singing the more spiritual?
Let me hop on.
Yeah, I'm gonna watch it with y'all.
It's on YouTube.
Oh, it's on YouTube? Alright, I'll follow y'all on YouTube. Hell yeah, you can subscribe.
Oh, subscribe.
I heard my name. Who wanna fight?
He said you can't do it.
You wanna fight?
I'm down.
I'm down.
Quiet type, boy.
You gonna go down in a minute.
I was like, bro, I just pointed to my nose, bro. Y'all playing football? Yeah, I started going back. Dude, we did like this whole king drill.
I love.
They were like, somebody
Oh,
so I was like, I'll go with the one. They're like, all right, big man, let's see. And the first one, they hit it, I spun, I kept my balance, or I got
What's
that.
the YouTube thing?
And then they're like, oh, South Brown. Oh,
What did your shirt
and the
say?
second one, I
Oh, Black Jesus
just
name?
ran him over.
Yeah.
What was that?
Oh, you got a Black Jesus name?
I like that.
You're gonna do the typing, right?
Yeah. She know.
How much?
Hello, Bob.
Good morning, everybody. Good morning. Is that everybody? Let's sit down, we'll come in.
Yeah.
How y'all doing this morning? Everybody good? Yes, sir. How you doing, brother? Good, I see you up front. I like that. How y'all doing, man? Everybody good? How y'all feeling, man? It's a good day to be a barber, huh?
Yeah, every day is a good day to be a barber.
No, that's right. Y'all on your way. You damn right every day is a good day to be a barber. How y'all doing in the back? Cause I mess with the folks in the back. Y'all be trying to figure out the I'll be walking right back here with y'all.
They took my spot.
They took your spot? Yeah.
It's still the back.
Carlos.
Great, man. My name is Derek Johnson. They call me, I go by Detail. I'm owner of South Crown Barber Shop, located downtown, and I've been a barber professionally about 13 years. I started cutting when I was about 7, 8, really serious about 13. So I've been juggling these clippers for a long time. It's literally saved my life, and it's I was homeless at one time. Now I'm home, so and a business. My family and my kids are life. My barber shop is good, it's successful, and it's because of the love, the passion that I put into it, and the appreciation for the culture, what it's done for me, my family, everything around, which has got me sitting in front of y'all today. So I say that humbly, like this barbering stuff is the truth. It's a $1 billion industry, right? We got $1 million barbers out here, right around the world. And Lambos and celebrities. That could be you. You. We got platform barbers. We got all kinds of barbers out. Female barbers, you know what I'm saying? It's the Me Too movement. No? Okay. All right.
Black Power. So I'm gonna say right on, right on.
But, I'm just saying that human power. You know what I mean? So just the equality of everything and where the game is going. Which is one of the reasons why we actually have Elizabeth today. She's here with us. She's from Paso, like she was telling y'all earlier. And she came to San Antonio about a year and a half ago or so.
Almost 2 years.
Almost 2 years ago. She walked right into me. It was like, I need a job, like yesterday. And just the passion, the ambition in her eyes, like, I'm ready to work right now. So she's been with me ever since, and I just I appreciate her being here and giving her time today because she is a female barber. This is like a new thing in the industry. Like the ladies are in that thing just as hard as the guys, if not harder in a lot of ways, because they're coming in the industry with the background of hair. You know what I'm saying? Not just at a short length, but they're able to do a lot of different things that a lot of regular barbers can't do or don't want to do. Which makes them way more valuable, which creates way more money and way more avenues of getting streams of getting money. Because you have a more diverse clientele. The more diverse your clientele, the more money you get. So today she's going to demonstrate a low ball fade. On the general, what's your name, brother?
Chris.
Ah, you're the victim. Cool, Chris. So no, that's cool, man. So as she does that. I'm gonna talk through it. And, if you guys have any questions, feel free to ask. Pick my brain about the Barber games. If you just wanna hear me rattle on about how great this game is, you can. If you have any questions about the market itself, about school, you know, what are y'all questions? What are your questions?
So how did you become a business owner yourself?
It was actually just a process of evolution. You know, I knew one day I'd own my own spot, but when I jumped into the barber industry, yeah. So when I came in the game, I didn't really, I knew I'd be a barber at some point. I mean, an owner at some point, but I didn't really care about that. I wanted to grow into that situation. I just wanted to enjoy being a barber, learning everything I could learn. I worked at different shops, got a vibe here, outgrew that. Okay, I'm gonna move over to these guys, learn, grow, outgrew that situation. You know what I mean? So I just wanted to just be a barber and just learn as much as I can and get my clientele to a place where eventually they're gonna start telling you, hey, you're gonna open up your own shop. So once you have, to me, it took me like, I waited about 8 years before I decided to open my own shop. And I was kind of forced or pushed into it because I got to a place where I was like, okay, I feel like I've done it. So that was kind of, that's my advice. Especially jumping into the industry. A lot of people are going to get out and just go straight open up your own shop. That's cool if you got the means. Yeah, you can do that, but in my experience, you want to know the ins and outs of being a barber. Like first and foremost, before you try to own something and tell somebody else how to do that. You know what I mean? Like, how much respect do you ever have for somebody that don't have, it's got the same experience as you? Not much. You know what I mean? Just because you got a label or owner, don't mean a person's gonna respect you. They might respect the title, but not you. And so, when I'm hiring my barbers and I'm talking to my barbers, they respect me because they're like, hey, you can do it. Because I can think about it. Anything. Scheduling, appointments, BS clients, people that want to try to studio money or try to have you on appliances. I know that. Especially so, what's the next that y'all having challenges in barber college? What level are y'all in here? What level is this? Is this a level?
This is theory, so we do 12 weeks of theory before they hit the floor.
Okay.
So it's just mainly we focus on book work and passing the state board written exam. That's what our first 12 weeks is really about. We only get cutting time, Friday, Saturday mostly. So it's pretty much basics for the beginner students.
So everybody is like really wants to go cut,
Right.
and so you have to do the footwork before you can really.
So y'all coming up in a new age of barbers. When I came in, we had a book, but nobody was going through that book. And I actually, because I think it adds value to who we are and what we do. So, like, what are y'all talking about right now?
Shaving.
Shaving. Okay.
Yeah, today's our first day of shaving.
Okay, so y'all actually gonna do physical shaving today? Or
Not
y'all
today,
just
no.
gonna discuss it?
We're going to discuss it. We're going to go over book work. I'm going to give them a shave chart that goes over the 14 areas of the face, how to shave with the grain, not against, and go over different types of skin types, growth patterns, the effects of different products has on the hair and skin, exposure incident, how to deal with exposure incident if you're exposed to blood or non-intact skin. So we're doing book work today. Tomorrow we start on mock shave, and they'll be shaving by Friday, a real life shave.
How many people here have experience in cutting hair already? How long you been?
Since I was 12.
And you are
22.
okay. What about you?
Probably since I was like, I feel like 45. I'm 37.
Who else is ready?
When I went to barber school in 91, and then I finished, and then, got out the army, and I was jumping on people.
So what year was that?
91.
consistently since then? Like just in your own non-stop since then? Same with you? Same with you?
Well, I had stopped kind of joined the service,
Okay.
and then I had picked the cookies back up, and I was on AIT, and I never put it on since then.
Yeah, I have a similar story. So, and you've been cutting consistently throughout that whole time? So why? Why? Was it something, is it just something that you just like to do? Or is it?
It's for me being that when I was in the Air Force, I was a military police officer, so I would see like some of my troops actually bad hair, and go to the barbershop there, so I could do a way better fade than that. And I'll do it, not out of like looking for monetary wise, but as a thing is like we have inspections and stuff like that. I want you to be in tip top shape because I'm in tip top shape. But also it's a therapeutic for me because what it does is, like, some people like music, I like cutting hair, so it just like lets me escape from the reality of
You're
life.
going to be a really great barber. What about you? What's your
Well, for one, I just had the passion came from me going to the barbershop, and I would find myself coming home and fixing it. I would fix it, and then so that established that passion, and then from that passion just be, I like seeing like the outcome, seeing what the person started with, and then seeing, that transition and outcome.
It's a good thing. I said some pop stuff, but one of the important things as being a barber when you approach a haircut, I approach me, my thing is, you want to see what that haircut's going to look like before you can cut your clippers. So if you come in like, I want to look all fade, as I'm looking at your joint, I'm visualizing what it's going to look like done. So before my clippers even cut on, I can see it. So if you can see it, you can cheat it. Please don't just imagine it, bring it into fruition. You know what I mean? But that's powerful. I want to touch on something you said. Really, it wasn't for monetary reasons. You didn't have to. You could have just ordered one to go get a haircut. But you took out your personal time to, help you teach that, to make sure they're looking good and shiny. Because they're essentially always touching you. But that's powerful because she's gonna be a rich barber too. Because when you're doing this game, this is a service business. So it's serving means I'm serving you. And when you come from a serving perspective and a service state of mind, you are there to just groom this person, give them their best. That's what's the most important thing. Making them feel good, making them get what they want and then a little bit more. You know what I'm saying? And so when you come from that, this is different. They ain't gonna teach this in class. I'll be on some spiritual whatever stuff. But that is going to just make your game so much bigger because when people sit in your chair, it's not just the haircut. It's the experience. It's the energy that's happening in that place and around you and when they sit down in your chair. You know what I mean? They know that your spirit is like, I actually care about your haircut. I want it to look good. You know what I'm saying? You're an asshole. But I gotta take care of your hair. You know what I'm saying? So I say that to say this. That is the reason God needs to where I'm at right now. That is what's enabling me to have a situation where my chair is never empty. Was my chair ever empty when you came to that shop? 3 years ago. Did you ever see my chair empty?
You always want to ask a question. That's what I'm saying. Like, I'm surprised. I'm not surprised that you here.
No, I'm bringing that because he can bear witness. You know what I'm saying? Not never. My chair hasn't been empty since Barber college. And it's because I hit the ground running like that. It's because I had that little pregame experience. Like, I know y'all are ready to hit the flow. I'm like, man, let's get past this bullshit. You know what I mean? Like, let's turn off the slippers. I know it's like, because I was the same way. But I say all that to say, in this game, for those who are like looking for your reason, find that passion in this game because the more passion, the more you care about what you're doing. Because this barbering thing goes back to the Moses days. You know what I mean? Like we're part of something bigger. It's bigger than us. And as new students in this game, I'm here to tell you, as long as I've been in the game and been paying attention to haircuts, we're in a great situation in barbers. There's a lot of people that are in the way right now. There's a lot of barbers that are in this industry for the wrong reasons. And they're really in the way. And they really casting, what's the word I'm looking for? Huh? They're just, I'm just saying, they're like, making it where people are getting in the game for the wrong reasons and thinking it's like an Instagram or Facebook thing. And then forgetting about the actual work you gotta put in. You gotta stand behind that chair all day. You don't see that on
Glamorizing it.
Very glamorized. And it's cool. What we do is cool. It's freaking cool. But it comes with work. You know what I'm saying? And like, the work comes before the status. Some people get lucky. 99% of them don't. Subscribers, not subscribers, but followers and likes don't equate money. You know that, right? You see all them dope pictures on the ground? That dude probably spent 3 hours on that haircut. While the real barber got 6 haircuts in that same time frame, maybe more. Didn't even have time to post. He posted that night. He might have caught it. That's something you always want to always do is document your work. Not to post necessarily, because all your work ain't gonna be good, but to see your growth. Okay, I cut this dude last week, 2 weeks later, 3 weeks later. Okay, yeah, so cause you already waiting on him for the next one, like, and this one, you like, man, that's a little bit of a line like that, I could have got that better, you know what I'm saying? So now when you come in, you ready. You ready, you know his hair takes a turn, his hair takes has a cowlick right there, and it took a turn, so now this time I'm gonna be ready for it. This time, I'm gonna be ready for it and not give it such a high bait. I'm gonna stay beneath it. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna come through like, hey, see, that's for the documentation, because that you wanna see your growth. And plus, to me, if your barber don't take a picture of your haircut, he don't think it's bad. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? I get it, if you're busy, that's one thing, but like, even I'll be busy sometimes, I'll be like, man, you gotta see this shit. You can't see the back. Well, what anyway, so, before that, man, 'cause I will take off. How are we going, Liz? Where you at, Liz? Where you at with it?
Right now I'm just fading out the half guide that I did. So I always do my guide, I do half, 1 1/2, and then 2 1/2. And then I just start fading up with the 0 and then work my way little way.
Yeah, she cuts different from me. Like, her fade game is cold, but like her pattern, she does the whole one side and it be tripping me out because I be over on the other side of the room. I'm cutting, I'm like, who does mohawks anymore? But it don't be a mohawk, it just be how she does one side and then like she'll go and do the other side. Me, I like to go back and forth, just like, you know, what I do over here, I come do it over here. And back and forth till I get to the end deal. But there's no wrong way to cut a fade. Any other questions? What's up? Y'all talk to me, man. I want to hear where y'all coming from.
You born and raised there?
No. But I love it, you know what I'm saying? This is where, you know, I made my name. But I'm originally from Louisiana, a little town called New Road. It's like north of Baton Rouge, country. Nobody ever heard of it. I made it out. But I'm a military brat as well, so I've been everywhere. I literally went to 10 schools growing up. 4 high schools, only 4 years in high school. 4 schools. So I ended up, my parents moved us, my dad retired and moved to San Antonio. And so I ended up going to Jetson my last year in high school. So I guess I'm a Jetson out there.
I was in Boston for a year.
Okay.
A couple of questions with as a shop owner, so it's a 3-part question kind of here. The first one is, how much is your rent for your chair a week? And then if someone does come work for you, do you give them a key? And then if it's a new barber, do you discount them for any time period?
Yes, and yes. Oh, Marty. What's up, baby? He's one of our, what's up, Marty? He's one of the South Crown barbers as well. He's the one that actually set this thing up for us. But the question, let me start with, first question, what is my chair rent?
Yes, sir.
My chair rent is $200. Do I help barbers get in the beginning? Yes. If you're a new barber, am I gonna be charging you the $200 day one? No. Month one? No. I'm going to give you, first of all, I'm probably give you a week or 2 free. because transition is everything. No one wants to just like jump into a situation and then you just gotta be up and moving, especially as a barber. You got clientele that has to kind of get used to the situation, and nobody likes abrupt change. Always remember that as an owner or entrepreneur, your clients, customers don't like abrupt change. They like to gradually change into something, you know what I'm saying? So what I do is, I bring you on. If you're a barber, an existing barber that's already in the game, you just transition in, that's one thing. If you're a new barber coming on and we're trying to help groom you and bring you up, I'm gonna work with you. I'm gonna see you're not bringing in $200 a month. I know you got car payment, kids, life, so I'm gonna work with you. But at the same time, you gotta be working. You have to be doing your part of the job as a team member. You gotta be taking initiative in the shop, making sure we staying clean and up to date on everything. You have to be pushing your deal on the gram and, you know, doing your part, being available, number one, being there. As long as you're doing what you're supposed to do as a barber, nah, I'm not gonna charge you. But then if you're not doing your part and you're basically telling me, you know, I'm taking advantage of the situation and I'm just gonna ride out this little, nah, we're not playing like that. Then I am gonna charge you, and then you're not gonna make it and you're gonna leave. You know what I mean? But if you're putting in the work, you're being that team player, you're doing the best and doing everything you're supposed to be doing, I'm gonna ride with you till we make it there. And then because when we get there, you're gonna tell me I'm ready. So that's how I personally operate as an owner. You know, I'm not that guy, you know what I'm saying? So, but even if you do have clientele, I still work with you because everybody has these, you know, transitional time. You know, so yeah. And then what was the third question?
Do you give your barbers keys so they can open and close?
Eventually. Yeah, you ain't gonna just get somebody a key to your house that you spent 30 years of your life building, you know what I mean? But once that person is out of probation and prove, you know, you get to that chair rent, okay, now you all the way in, here you go. But do you essentially have access to build as much as possible? Yeah, because we have people that live close to the shop. You know, we're pretty much, I'm there at 5 a.m. I'm there at 5 a.m. every day.
He's there Sundays.
You know, we have people working Sundays, and then they stay late. So you got from the Daniel, what time is Daniel leave? 9 o'clock
Like 9
p.m.
at night,
So you
yeah.
got like a first, second, and third shift in there. So
Someone's always there.
yeah, someone's always there. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, it's definitely. But when you do get your key, you have 24 hours whenever, anytime you want access to the space, because I believe you should, as an entrepreneur, do that, because you may have a client getting off the plane at 11 p.m. gonna pay you $100 at 12 or 1 o'clock a.m. to cut his hair. Yeah, I don't want you to miss that money. Go get that. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, that's what it is. Did I answer your question?
Yes, sir.
No question. Come on, man.
That was powerful.
Where's the hunger at, man? Y'all sleep?
So what made you decide to pick up the clippers in the first place? Was it just like something you knew you always wanted to do, or was it like, you know, you experienced something and
I don't know, bro. I think it was just something born. I can't remember.
so was it a
Not
color?
like, yeah, just so for me, I like to draw. I was a real artsy kid. I like to draw and do stuff. It was it started when I was very young in this little town that I was telling you about. It's like a two-man barbershop. We only had 2 chairs. The building was probably from you to y'all to that wall. 2 chairs and a bench, an old sewing machine, and a black and white TV this big in the corner. And it was one of those brick, like just center block places of business. And it would have like 30 people lined up in that joint at like 7 in the morning. And I, as a young man, as a young child, I would purposely get there. My grandma tried to wake me up. I would stay in bed until I get there at like 10, just so there was like 20 people ahead of me. Because in the country, these dudes look crazy. They just some crazy looking dudes that I grew up with. Because everybody was rough. But to see them be over here with that, just looking crazy, sit in that chair, and this barber just, oh my God, like, how did you, because you know, you see A man know an ugly man when he see one. He know a good looking one too. Cause to see a good looking, you check for your girl. What she get? Anyway. Pause. Anyway. So, where was I going? So yeah, to watch him transition these guys from looking crazy into just polished, sharp. I watched their energy go from one way to another. You know, it was like magic. It was like watching a magic show. And it was just so, I don't know, it just did something to me. So I was infatuated with a haircut from that point on because I would watch this in Louisiana, but then I would go home to, let's say, Texas, and not get that haircut that I seen in Louisiana back at my grandma in the house. I'm like, man, so mom got tired of freaking cutting my hair every week and we were trying to keep it with the Joneses. So what we would do is I would get the clippers and I would do my ball fade, 2-go ball fade from here to here, boom. And mama had to get back. That was our thing. So one day, she on the phone just, blah, 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 and I'm halfway done, like, Mom, she's on the phone, like, you know, back then you couldn't really get up to Mom. So I kept on, she was still on the phone, and so I was like, you know what? I picked up the mirror, it's like, here we go. And I went all the way around. Just chili bowl. Bro, I just got goosebumps right now. When I did that, I felt so empowered. Because I knew how to fade was terrible. But for like a 13-year-old, like for, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
13-year-old,
yeah.
she was pretty clean.
Right.
So I faded here and here and here. So I went back to my mom. I'm like, Mom, look, she's still on the phone. I'm like, Mom, right here. You know what? Dang, now that I think about it, did my mom do this on purpose? Anyway, all right. Anyway.
It's a moment of
Hey.
realization. 30 years later.
What's up?
So inside
I'm
the
not saying
shop,
my story, man. Hold up. So after that, she still yibbity yapping. So I went back to the back. I'm like, all right, cool. Now I'm talking about old school, man. Wall clippers that I edged you up with these, and I faded with these. As a matter of, and you're gonna be bleeding for sure, and you're gonna have a cut on the ear. Anyway, ended up going back to the bathroom, faded all the way around. Wasn't the best fade, but I faded. I did my whole haircut without my mom's, assistance. That day was the beginning of it all. Brian, my little brother, come on, I got this. Boop, boop, boop. Oh, he had plugs on his hair. My dad had like cement glue. I don't know if y'all familiar with that. Yeah. I would take like cement glue and like put it in the plugs and then put the hair that I cut off back in there. So boom. So by the time he went to school in the morning, he was great. He came home off that bus though, like a cheetah, you know what I'm saying? But that was the start. That was once I did that, then my dad allowed me to experiment on him and his co-workers in the military. And I'm young, I'm like 10, 13, he come home on his lunch. My dad didn't care, cut me. You know what I like? I cut it all off. So I'm like, all right, cool. So I'm just experimenting on him, and that's how I did it. That's how I made friends. That's what made me love Barber, because being a military brat, like I told you earlier, I went to 10 schools growing up. That's a lot of moving. So every school you get to is like, all right, now I gotta make friends, I gotta see what these people are about. My thing was, I go up to the first cool cat, I'm like, yo, can I cut your hair? Or compliment, you got a nice cut. Friends that I have to this day of 30 years will tell you, man, the first thing you said to me was something about my hair? That's how I made friends. So once your friend can cut your hair, that's your homeboy, right? Daddy's your homeboy, you know what I'm saying? So, and that was my thing. I had a little basketball shot, a little dribble, pigeon toe self, but going to 10 schools, you're not gonna get on the right team like that. So while boys was working on their jump shots and crossovers and this and that, I was playing with clippers. And that became my friend. That became my thing that was a normal thing all the time. All the way up until now. I too was in the military. Same time, always cutting hair. Kind of running from what I really want to do in life. Like a lot of older cats in here now, who've been wanting to be a barber, but life. So that's how I started. Now, back to your story.
The inappropriate language in your shop, how do you handle it?
My shop, the culture of my shop is as such. I created an adult environment. So it's
Respectively.
taste, everything's in taste and in context. You know, it's balance. Like, sometimes you gotta be profane to be profound. That's my personal belief. Now, do we all mean you're just dropping N's and F-bombs all day? No, by no means necessary. And so when we notice that there's children in there, we know because we're all adults to pipe down. And me as an owner, I have no problem walking things like, yo, chill. We got so-and-so around the corner, you know. So, yeah. I have a bar in my shop. So we cater to the adult, but we are very respectful in inviting the children as well. So, yeah.
You said your shop's downtown?
Yes, man. It's like in Southtown.
Like by where?
If you know where the Salvation Army is downtown,
I got you. I know.
we're probably about a block away from there, or where the old SoFlo used to be, the SoFlo gym, the HEB down there. Like the Central Market HEB, we're about half a mile down from there.
What's that building right there that we get all our permits in? They had me in there for like a year. We get all your permits done.
On the side of the building?
Right there on Florida and Alamo. The big building that everybody's always walking back and forth from.
The red, you talking about the red? I don't know what it's called. But it's right off South Florida, so if you're going from here downtown, you take I-10 to 35, and then the Alamo exit, make a left by the post office, and then you'll see us down there. Like Halcyon, and you know where that's at, the Blue Star District.
It's the most upcoming area in San Antonio.
Yeah, we're like right.
A lot of, reason I chose to move down there because I just love the environment, love the culture. It doesn't even feel like we're in San Antonio when we're in Southtown. Kind of got more of a hipster type of a feel,
Yeah.
but I like the fact that we have our shop at the bottom and people live above us. So people are walking the dog and it's really clean over there. Like I said, we're doing a lot of, we're dropping a lot of money in our shop. So condos coming up everywhere, gentrification at its finest. Anyway,
That's another subject.
it's another subject.
Have you cut any, it's a two-part question, have you cut any like famous people's hair, and if so, how did you handle like the pressure? But the reason why I ask that is because, you know, if you're, as an up-and-coming barber, you know, you'll have those moments where, you know, a professional athlete or a rapper or singer may walk into your shop, and now it's like that person is in the spotlight. So now it's like a lot of pressure on you, kind of like being like the president.
No famous person will probably just walk into your shop. If you get in touch like me, somebody's gonna let them reach out to you. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, it's recommended. You might 9 times out of 10. I mean, it's celebrity. It gotta be perfect every time. So you're not gonna walk into something that they don't know nothing about. Prime example, my last top celebrity that I cut was French Montana. So, and I always already. You already. You working it. Anyway, so that's a good question for this story right here. So, I'm at work. Liz can vouch for this. Marty can vouch for this. I'm at work. It's a Friday. I'm booked Saturdays always. I think about 1 o'clock. I get a text from a number I don't know. And they're like, yo, I mean, you know, coming from Houston, they say, hey, French Montana's on his way to San Antonio. He wants to know you cut his hair. Or his people want to know if you cut his hair. Sounded better when I said, you know, but anyway. So, I'm just like, and so at the moment, I really wasn't, I don't be getting starstruck. Like, I wasn't tripping on French Montana. I really didn't listen to his music like before this. So, and plus, I'm booked. You know, and I treat all my clients as they are celebrities. You know what I'm saying? So, I initially said, nah, I can't do it. Well, first I said, can he come to the shop? You're gonna be at the AT&T Center, that's up the street. You can come to the shop. They're like, nah, he's not gonna do that. You know what I mean? So he wants you to come to the shop. So I'm just like, I I don't think I can do it. So I was like, but I can send somebody that can do it. So we're having this dialogue back and forth, and then his tour manager texts me. So now me and her are talking back and forth. So the whole time this situation happened over the course of a couple hours where this texting deal, and I got my clients that are there, and then they're the ones telling me like, what? You ain't finna go cut them. You need to go cut that. Like, don't worry about my haircut. So then I was like, okay, so more than 3 of my clients said that. And so I was like, all right, well. So then, I have my style sheet, my book. I go to my clients that I have later on that day, and I'm just like, yo, this situation, like, would you mind if I just cut you like after it? Like, I cut you today, but let me go handle this, and then I'll just cut y'all later on tonight. Every last one was like, don't worry about my haircut today. Go. So I was like, what? Screw my cut. So I'm like, it's Friday though. Like, I want to take care of you. So anyway, fast forward. So I'm like, okay, cool, I'll do it. So boom, I meet French I go to the AT&T Center, meet up with his people. He's nowhere to be found. He take me to his dressing room. Everything's laid out. I'm in there. Set up. I'm like, yeah, I done posted on the Facebook. I'm on here live in this little dressing joint, looking at stuff, and for 2 hours. Just for his the tour lady, the tour manager, to walk up to me and she's like, French having a bad day. Now, you were talking about being under pressure. So what would you have done?
Just go ahead and do it.
Do what?
Cut.
But he just said he don't want to.
What was the pressure?
I mean, you just cut your whole day off.
You just cut your whole day off. You don't left $400 to hopefully make $400. And you've already been there 2 hours. You changed your whole day up, missed money, and now they told you it's a wrap. And this is a super celebrity. So as a matter of fact, as he said he changed his mind, somebody else from the band I ever walked by, like, yeah, man, she happy. Like, and they said to you in a way like, this has happened, so like, what do you want to do? What are you gonna do?
I'll just pack up the hoop.
What you gonna do?
I'm still staying.
And do what?
I'm gonna pray to Jesus. He's gonna change his mind.
What's he gonna do?
Doing that ass, boy. $400, man. That's
No, I'm not gonna say they was. She was.
Oh, she was
Matter of
gonna
fact, she's like,
compensate me, and that's
let me finish that part. She's like, you still want to get paid, right? I was like, of course. However, what would you done?
It's a part of the business. I would stay there if I had to, and I'm just here to just build my name up, so it'd be cool.
But he just said it's a wrap, you know.
It's okay.
I'll give you my number.
It's all a part of the business.
So what's your plan of attack? What are you gonna do? Like, you gonna pack up, right?
I would just pack up. I'll probably send them an email or text saying, hey, thanks for the opportunity. Hey, maybe next time, hit me up next time you come to town.
If anybody else need a cut, man,
Yeah,
several people.
that's his entourage. They wanted
Straight up.
to.
Leave your
Smart
mark there.
idea.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure you.
Anybody else from there?
Ask me.
Maybe they get better if he got it.
Say that
Who
again?
knows? Maybe his day get better if he got a haircut.
I like
Yeah,
that.
hold up. See,
Yeah.
I definitely send a prayer to
That's what I was
him.
thinking about, like, won't you feel better? Like, I feel like guys always feel better after a fresh cut.
yeah, but he don't know you.
I would definitely, because I'm a spiritual person, I would definitely send a prayer for him. I would send a prayer with his tour manager for
And that would have been nice and a good gesture.
Very
However,
good.
this is a celebrity that's being filmed 24 hours a day. This person has to be legit. He's in your city, don't know you from Adam. Like, and it got money. So what? With money? This is what I did. I was like, she's like, so I know you still want to get paid, right? I was like, yeah, I mean, of course, that goes without saying. I've been here a couple hours. I was like, but at this point, it's not even about the money. At this point, like, I at least, can I get a picture of him? Say face like, you got me out here. Right? And then I was like, I was like, so what are you gonna wear a head wrap? She was like, yeah. All right, well, what about his beard? Beard gotta be tight, right? Let me just touch his beard up, and we good. She was like, all right, I'll be back. She comes back, she was like, he'll do the beard. Yes.
Yeah.
That's all I need, I just need to get in. So eventually he comes out of somewhere. Boom, sits down, Fritz Montana. He's definitely a boss, just by the way he operates. Sits down, straight him up, got him rocking cigarettes, and every part of this situation, he like baby stepped me the whole way. So I do his beard, he's like, do my beard, and do nothing else. Can we all say that together? On three, 1, 2, 3. Do nothing else. 1, 2, 3. Do nothing else. All right, remember that. When I do this, say that. So I knock his beard out nice and clean. Got his mirror, go check. I'm like, he's like, all right, cool. I was like, well, I mean, since I did your beard, you want me to just catch your neck, because that's going to be sticking out. I won't do nothing else, you know what I'm saying? He was like, all right, just touch my neck,
Nothing
do
else.
nothing else. All right, French. Meanwhile, he's being interviewed by somebody here. He's got 2 cell phones. He's on the phone, on this phone talking to Pharrell, and on this phone talking to this other guy that's right here, man, whatever, that was on his way. Got there later before I cut. Anyway. So, I do that. Boom, he goes to the bathroom, his team see his shit, and the whole team is like, so he's like, all right. So he sit down, I was like, well, you want me to, I see you had a taper, you want me to just tape it just a little bit and just be done with it? He like, all right, go ahead and taper it and
Nothing
do nothing else. I'm like, all right, cool, ooh, 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 ooh. And meanwhile, there's moments, there's moments where he's just like, hold up. It's like, all right, just gets up and leaves. It just happened. And I'm just like, all right, it's 20 minutes to walk by, like, what's, got Forrest Gump, how Forrest Gump like that, just looking out onto that river. Well, so, then he just emerges back, sits down. All right, go ahead. All right, boom, finish the taper. He checks the taper. Everybody that's coming through and talking to him, like, man, that shit looking clean. So, I'm like, yo, you want me to just kind of all even it out? You know what I'm saying? And edge it up, he's like, no edge. But you can go ahead and even it out and, come on, man, come on, man, and do nothing else. So I even it all out. Comes out great. And so, you know, he's a little light in the corners. But, you know, so he's very mindful of that. Like, so I'm like, dog, you got like, he has the widow's peak though, that vaguely stuck out. I'm like, hey, you want me to tap this right here? No edge up. I'm just knock the little dark piece off. He's like, all right, just do that. And then nothing else. I'm like, all right, bet. Razor. Like what's on my face? Sorry. So I do that. He loved it. He was like, go ahead, do the whole edge up. Nothing else. I'm like, all right, cool. Knock the edge up out, hook him up, do the whole 9. He goes and rocks the shit out of the show. I got pictures on the ground if you want to see it. So while he's knocking him out, I knocked him out, finished, got him out the way, and I'm knocking out a couple of teammates and all this other stuff, some of his crew or whatever. And then he finishes his concert, he comes back, he's like, you know, you can chill. So I chilled for a couple minutes, but I'm not a groupie, you know what I'm saying? It's like, I mean, it's not like, you know, if we were engaging in conversation, but everybody was just kind of chilling, so I was just kind of like, all right, I'm just get out of here, you know what I'm saying? But the last thing he told me was like, he was like, underestimated you. And that shit felt good. But I understand, especially me being the boss and the way I feel about who I am in my career, to have somebody else just kind of look at me like I'm a rookie barber coming out of barber college, no offense. But I had to humble myself in that moment. I could have got upset. I could have just been on some other shit. I could have just packed up and left. I'm like, no, I'm here for a reason. So like, how can I finesse my way into this guy? Like, this ain't the time to panic. I panicked, but I didn't. Stayed in there, finessed my way into it. Yeah, I got baby stepped through the whole process because of lack of trust, which he should. He's gonna go out on stage and perform. I can make or break him right now for the next week or two. But no, I followed his brand for the next week or two, just looking at my haircuts and where he was going, because from there, he like had some promotional party and some other celebration, and then it was like all week, I'm just like, look at my shit. Excuse my French. I was just like, look at my cut. And him just in his swag, wearing my joint. That shit was powerful. But I give myself credit for not panicking in that moment. Because when she was like, yeah, he changed his mind, he's not having a good day, my heart was like, I got the whole city waiting on me, Marty. The whole city, because I've cut other celebrities. I regularly cut George Hill and M and CJ Miles, because they live here during off the season. I've cut Mario, I've cut Justin Bieber's whole crew, DeJuan Blair, who else? This other dude I just cut the other day, some NBA analysis guy, I don't know sports.
Steven A?
No, not him. I wish. But no, just it's on my Instagram. I don't know sports. I don't be knowing. I just only pay attention to you after I cut your hair. I'm like, okay, I'm watching it. You know what I'm saying? So, but that was the one that the city like really was like, okay. And I'm like, we do this all the time, but y'all really like this French Montana situation. So that was a blessing. But deal with it, didn't panic. And that's something as a barber you can't do. You gotta like be in the game. Don't panic. You might just went a little too high on yourself. Don't panic. You mess up, don't panic. And don't spend all the time on that spot neither. Keep moving around.
Yes, sir.
Keep moving around. You come back to it, you know what I'm saying? Tap it. It'll come back around, keep going. But if you make a mistake, the last thing you want to do is pause. Like that. Because then the client is like,
What's wrong?
what's wrong? He felt something, but he don't know that something was not a good thing yet. He's only knows by your response to that very thing that just occurred. So you hitting it, guard my thought, whoop.
Get that semen?
Like,
Alright,
so you just keep going, you know what I mean? You keep going, you finesse it out, you know what I mean? Hopefully it ain't too bad, but you know, that's what you do. You finesse it, you don't stay in there, you know, you want to keep your client, because I'm good at what I do, but that stuff happens. It's times I be like, perfect fade, I'm there bragging in my head, and then, alright, I'll take that slow, but you know, whatever.
Yeah, I mean, and with that, you know, they feel your vibe, you know, your clients feel that, you know, even if it was just a little something off or you may have bumped a little higher, they feel that. So like you were saying, your confidence as a barber, man, you gotta just, okay, well, I know how to fade, that's the biggest thing. I know how to blend that. So looking at it, you're going back around, you're like, all right, I might have to push it back up, but I'm gonna fix it to where he don't know or he looks good. You know what I'm saying? Maybe a little high, but when he comes back, goes back in, we'll fix it. You know what I'm saying? But it's still fake. They feel that, like, oh. You know, you're looking through you're trying to find your Band-Aid, your blood spill kit, you know,
You sweating.
yeah,
You got
they sweat.
every tool out on your station.
Yeah, hair on your face, it's just messed up. They feel that, you know what I'm saying? So you gotta stay calm. You know, if you mess up, try to go back and fix it, finesse it. That way it's not too big of a mess up, you know. Come back for
And a
next
lot
time.
of times, you're gonna find when you mess up, having to fix that is where school begins.
Yeah.
Because a lot of times, you'll notice this in class, and as you evolve as a barber, those mess ups, the ones that you fix, man, that'd be the better cut. You be like, dang, because I didn't see that cowlick when I was hitting it, oh, snap. Now I gotta go back and then you go back and you're like, damn, that shit actually looked better than, you know what I'm saying, what I did. And now I know what to do when I approach the situation.
For a cut correction.
You know what I mean? So yeah, that's definitely what you have to do as a barber. Mess up as many heads you can while you're up in here. Butcher them. Learn. Don't be scared.
Now don't butcher them.
No, but like if you don't, it's your first time cutting the head, it's not gonna be perfect. You know what I mean? Especially because it's your first time. You nervous.
Just don't be afraid.
Don't be afraid.
Yeah.
Go in it. Know, make sure you, as a student, you capitalize on those basics. Those basics will save you, for the most part. But nobody's head is the same. Heads aren't like boxes. They come in different shapes. Some of them are crooked, if you will. Some you'll be doing an edge up, and your edge up is crooked. But it's not that your edge up is actually crooked. His head is crooked. And he'd be like, yo, is that head? He's like, oh yeah, man, when I was a kid, blah, 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 blah. I'm like, oh, okay, I'm not tripping.
Yeah, but it's straight though, yeah.
Yeah, I was like, I'm looking at a marriage straight, when I turn around and anyway, he'd be like, yeah, I've been dealing with that all my life. Okay, cool, all right. But some folks won't tell you that. When you just have you thinking that you messed up. But every head is not shaped the same, and everything doesn't go with everybody. Gotta be versatile as possible. These days and age, we don't live in the age of, hey, you want number one or number two? We don't live in the age no more. We live in the age of, let me go on the internet, research the best haircut I can find on the planet. Can you do this, please? That's the age we live in. That's why $15 cuts ain't what it is today. I'll give you a $15 cut, pick one of them in that box. But if you come out your phone, you want something?
50 up.
Yeah, let me get that. You want the best? Even though that's doggone, what they call it when they filtered up?
Yeah, oh yeah.
You know what I'm saying? There's color in there, there's this and that, he added this, that, enhanced. You ready for that? You ready for that price? Okay, let's go.
Yeah.
If not, you need to be on the wall. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? That basic supercut stuff over there.
That's my
No
man.
offense to supercuts.
I got one last question. So, as an African American male and also as a business owner, African Americans have been statistically labeled as lazy and not willing to do the further step. How do you feel as being an African American male?
You need to tune into my podcast.
And also as you're now your own business owner, and you're running a very successful business. How do you handle that? And do you like respectfully humble and you give grace to and respect to the people that gave you, well, not gave you, but helped you get to the position where you're at now?
Yeah, and I think slavery was a choice. Did I get that? No,
Kanye.
yeah. So he asked the question, how do I handle being a black entrepreneur and owner, and do I appreciate that? By all means, if I didn't, I wouldn't be standing here in front of you right now. I'm all about culture. You see the diversity up on this platform right now. That's what I represent. I represent everybody. But am I keen in on the black and brown culture? Hell yeah. Oh yeah, for sure. Because it's all about education. And a lot of the black and brown communities aren't as educated in a lot of things. I'm one of them that wasn't. There's a lot of stuff I didn't know. My business would have failed if I didn't learn a certain thing or linked up with people who know this stuff and taught me stuff that I had no idea about. So I'm definitely grateful for being in the position I am. There's not too many black business owners downtown. Let me just say that. Let alone barbers. Let me say that. So that's something I'm proud of. You know what I'm saying? Am I about my blackness? Yeah. But I'm about everybody. My wife is white. So I got mixed kids, but you're essentially not black. So I'm all about that stuff. That's a whole other thing I can get on. But as far as being a black-owned business, I'm definitely proud of that. I don't talk about it, I just be about it. You know what I mean? So you see it. Do I give back? Yes. We just did a back-to-school bash this past summer. We gave away about 300 backpacks. I had Judge Nelson Wolf come to my event. I don't know if y'all know if y'all into politics. Yeah, it's
Judge.
He's a judge, yeah. He's a judge. He's been helping black and brown communities for a long time around here. So anyway, he came through. I had one of my good friends, George Hill, came through. He gave an additional 200 backpacks away. give about, 50, 60, 70 bikes away, scooters, basketball. I'm a registered, a deputy registrar, so that was during the time of the voting for the mid-elections. So I opened up a space at the event to get people to vote, because I'm very, passionate about getting people aware of registering to vote, and then actually voting and educating them about voting, especially locally where it counts, so that this can affect that arena. So yeah, I give back. I'm about community. I think a real barber should be, because once you get to a certain place, you got a full schedule every day. You're cutting your community. You cutting 10 to 20 people a day. That's your whole community. Like you getting the same. You seen the same amount of numbers the pastor's seeing. It's just broken up. So, as a barber, giving a good cut, being a good ear, being knowledgeable about your community, and you get knowledgeable about learning from your clients, who are judges, lawyers, doctors, coaches, teachers. You tap into that. Once you start tapping that, you start to build a tree. You start to build a community that you are hugely a part of. And a lot of barbers don't take advantage of that, or care about that, or realize it, how much we matter, you know what I'm saying? So, but yeah. I don't know what else we got.
Oh, no,
Speaks.
say what's up to the camera.
What's your clipper choice color?
All of it.
All.
I'm old school, bro. Like, I've been cutting hair. I come from an age where like we was doing the whole thing with one pair. Y'all got floating clippers now. Like now it's like it's so much easier. We got cordless this and cordless that. I come from an age where them clippers was heavy as hell. And you deep.
I mean, but with that, I use Oster, he uses all of them. I use Oster Walls and, what's it, Senior Walls, Masters, and Oster.
I mostly use my masters and my walls, so, but I have them all because I like to be the barber that has the perfect tool for the perfect situation.
Here we
You
go.
know what I'm saying? Like, I don't want to force nothing. You know what I mean? That's why I always encourage you to always invest in your craft, because, like, why force it with these pair of clippers? You know what I mean? Like, because to me, the walls, what the walls don't get, the masters get. And what the masters don't get, the walls, they clean each other up. It's yin and yang. I never get stuck on one, because you will only create one kind of fade. When you use a different pair of clippers with a different feel, and a different blade, because the pivot on the walls is more of a, what's the word I'm looking for?
Like bevel?
No. So, is there a pair of clippers in here? Where your clippers?
I got some.
Shit, those walls, man. What are those?
So, see this right here? This is a pivot. You know what I mean? So the pivot on the walls and the pivot on the masters are different. So I do a lot of cutting behind the clippers to get my fade to just fall right in. It works way faster. So when I do, say, straight hair, I use a lot of these. When I'm using cutting coarse hair, I use a lot of masters. So I like going with the masters, but I'll clean it up with the Andes. Straight hair, I'm going with the Andes. With the walls, with the Andes, you know what I'm saying? And they just balance each other out, you know what I'm saying? I'll notice a lot of times when I'm cutting hair, I'll get into a groove, I don't want to stop, time, I know I should use those, but I don't want to, I'm just trying to force it all with these. You know what I mean? And then I end up taking longer, because I either over-pronate with my fade, and I end up going back to the anyway. But I should have just did that to begin with. So, yeah, these are like, I remember having clippers 10 times for this one.
But in the end, it's not what you use to do the fade, it's the one doing the fade. You know what I'm saying? So whatever you can see in your head, and if you can cover $20, that's what I started with, $20 pair of walls from Walmart. And I was cutting for like years. I was in the military. Brad was my instructor. When I came in, I was in the military.
Oh, you went to the school?
So I was doing like high and tights, I was doing high fades, flat tops, south sides, like I was doing high fades with a $20 pair of clippers. I get here, first time using Osters, the detachable blade. I didn't, like the seniors were too much for me, they were too sharp. I had that surgical blade, so every time I do it, I was plugging somebody. So I had to put those down, tried the fast feeds, the Osters. I love the Osters now, that's what I use. So, I mean, it's not what you use, just how you use
How
it.
you move
It's
around.
both, first of all, it's both.
Well, yeah, I mean,
You know, because, I mean, my fade come out way better with quality clippers.
For sure.
Than it will, like, yeah, I'm a good barber, I can make some 20-ounce clippers work. You should, it is you. But as a professional, you wanna have the right tools and you wanna invest. 'Cause if you plan on going up in price, your clients need to see your equipment going up in price. They need to see you buying new stuff like,
$1,000 shears.
yeah, like, all right, oh, I see you got some new clippers, oh, there's some new blades, some new shit. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like, they see this stuff, you know what I mean? They see you investing, like, oh, what are those? Those got a new blade on there? Your clients will tell you, hey, that must be new. Like, yeah, man, that's not bad. You know what I mean? You the first one, I just suggested them, so they hit it, huh? You're like, hey, Marty,
Yeah.
I need to take him back. He's the clipper whisperer, man. He gets the clippers right. But anyway, yeah. What else? Yeah, but your question is, yeah, I use them all, you know what I mean? It's one of my use most, a lot, my go-tos, but I use them all. Detachable blade, everything. It's just, I be doing stuff different all the time. It's the feel, it's the moment, you know what I mean? I might dive in, and I'm all about, I do a lot of things that's about time. So if I look at you sit down, you want a wavelength taper. If I turn to the left, and just so happen my my detachable blade 1.5 is on, I'm just gonna go to that. Because I don't wanna waste time thinking about nothing else. That's ready, come on, let's go. Boom, boom, boom. Vice versa, if that's like up here charging, and it's my walls that are there, and the white guard just so happens to be on there, or it's sitting next to it, cool, boom. I do a lot of my moves and my choices are based on time. Because in this game, time is money. The object of the game is to turn and burn, but quality turning and burning, not rushing through the process. Because after a while, you start to, once you get your basics, over time, you'll start to learn how to skip steps. You'll start to learn how to see things before they happen. You'll see how to anticipate a lot of things. One thing you should always anticipate as a barber is cowlicks. Always anticipate somebody having cowlicks up front. Always anticipate them having not the one that most people have. Always anticipate that. Always, like, always. Because their hair might be a gray that will just lay flat. Because they've been training it like that. But then when you just go with the trained hair, because you didn't comb it out and actually combed it, and like, even though it went straight, did you try to comb it to the side and see if it'll lay that way too? Oh, you comb to the side, and that bitch just, that joint just said, oh, you got a cowlick right there. Let me play with a little bit more in the front. Oh, snap, you got like 4 up here. Woo! If I would have went in with my 1.5, I would have gutted you all up here. Then I would have been having this conversation with you, hey man, yeah man. Yeah man, why you ain't tell me? No, why you ain't do your job? Yeah, I tell my clients, listen, you need to tell people about this, because I discovered it, you just sitting here looking all scared when you could open your mouth and be like, hey bro, I got a couple colleagues up there watching. You could simply say that, but you can't put that on a client because everybody doesn't know how to do that. And the haircut experience itself for a new client is scary, and they don't be on that sometimes. Some people do. But as a barber, it's your job to teach them about their hair. Like, hey bro, you know you got cowlicks right here? Is that what that is? I'm like, yeah, he's like, and so then you actually comb this side to the right, and when you come with the coming down with your 1.5, you take the time to pivot where the hair pivots. So so now you cut everything even. So now when you brush it all the way down, and he's like, is that what's been happening to me for the last 20 years? I thought I was going bald up front. No, bro, your hair just takes a turn right here. It's just a matter of the barber going with the grain. Now I could be one kind of a barber and just do this and not say nothing, but you may not always be with me. So going forward, bro, if you don't sit in my chair, make sure you tell your barber to be mindful of your cowlicks. If you don't pay attention, he's not the barber for you. Don't sit in this chair. You know what I mean? And that's powerful. And little things like that will make people stick with you. And remember that when they do go to that other barber, and they don't say nothing like they should. And then they right back in your chair, and you're looking at the edge of like,
The homeboy again.
so you back. That $10 cut didn't do it, huh?
Yeah.
But you gotta let it go. always educate your clients on their hair, because it's also educating yourself at the same time. And always comb out the hair, period. Look for cowlicks. Before you cut a hair, especially if you can't see the scalp, look for a cowlick. Look for it. You'll be surprised sometimes that they is sitting right there, and you know, if he didn't say nothing, and you wouldn't have said nothing, you wouldn't even notice it because the way his hair is growing over it. Anyway.
I got two real quick for you, detail. One, obviously, I know you before from Barber, so how was that transition from Barber to boss now, starting over, because I haven't seen you in a while? That's one. And then the presentation itself, the purpose of the presentation, was it to see how you guys cut, to educate, give back, or is it more promotional, or is it kind of all three in one? Like how, what was the plan? Yeah, what was the plan?
The plan here is simply to educate you guys, tell us about South Crown. We're available if y'all want a place to cut at. We're creating a brotherhood between Alabama Barber and South Crown. It's not my first time here. This might be my fifth time here.
Yeah.
So we come here. This is what we do. And this is part of giving back. Like, it's only, I don't make money off this.
Exactly.
I get paid to do classes. But you guys need this. This is part of keeping the community right. Do I have a YouTube channel? Yes, indeed. Do I promote my growth? Yes, I do. You know, I am a speaker. That's what I do. I speak the truth. I speak from my heart. And this is what God has led me to do. And so I'm documenting it. You know what I'm saying? So that's as far as that, if that's what you're concerned about. And this is the first time I've done this, by the way. So, because I have a real shout out. I got a Detail Did It podcast. We're on YouTube, iTunes, the whole nine. Check it out. I talk about barber talk, this stuff that we're talking about right now. I do a morning show. Today one this morning, yesterday, and I'll do another one on Wednesday. I do it every Monday and Wednesday, and I discuss barber politics. The ins and outs, always have, like, you know, yesterday I had Jamari Butler on there. He's been a barber for 20 years, owner of Turning Heads. Been open for 20 years or so. So you talk to people that know the game, can really shed light on things. And we talk about anything that's important to the barbers, families, and the community at large. So if you want to learn more and hear more of what I'm talking about, tune into that stuff and be kicking the real. And or come to the show and let's do an interview on the podcast. But anyway, thanks for making me do that. That's good.
So I'll pay you later.
So yeah, no, man. So yeah, but that's what this is about. It's about giving back. This is about promoting my brand as well, making sure that the community is always knowing that South Crown is out here. We don't just talk about it, we be about it.
I mean, I'm proud of seeing you here just from knowing you from the barbershop. This is crazy. That's why I asked the question, like, how was that transition?
The transition was crazy. It's being a barber and being an owner is two different worlds. If you know, you become a successful barber and your chair's never empty, okay, that's a good sign that it's time to open up a shop, because then you have a situation whereas when I open up my shop, I have so much overflow, I can help feed barbers that are in my shop, because I can't get to all my people. That's a good position to be in. But it's not about that, it's about the mind state of, because being a barber is a personal business thing. Being a business is a business. Ain't no personal in there. Ain't no feeling in there. It's none of that in black and white and contracts and all that. So transitioning from a barber to an owner was almost hell. I don't know how many times I probably could have lost my business based on making choices out of just being a barber and not educated on the choice that's a business person should make. You know what I mean? So that is so imperative that you learn business, or more or less get somebody in your corner that knows business and has your best interest in heart. Because if not, it's one thing if you're going to just be the business owner and not cut hair. There's another thing if you're going to be coach and player. That's different, because there's two modes you're in at all times. One, you're on personal, taking care of my client. Next thing you know, hey, somebody handing you a bill or a phone call. You know what I'm saying? Taxes, IRS, rent, all that. You switch into that mode. So that transition was crazy for me. I got robbed for a bunch of money in the beginning with somebody I thought trusted me, because again, I'm not thinking as a business owner. I'm thinking as a barber and being friends with folks and blah, 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 blah. But this person, you know, the day I got ready to open up, I go to my bank account and it's $5 grand missing. It was like my little starter bread. What do you do? You know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I mean? So, luckily I had a business friend that stepped in, and it's like, he told me, he said, bro, you are the greatest barber I know. He said, but you have passed a checklist for a business failure. I said, what? He said, yeah, there's a checklist that says, if I check off these things, your business will fail. And there's a checklist, if I check off these things, your business will be successful. You know what I mean? So it's like, yeah, this is great. Aesthetics is great. It's beautiful. Great concept. This is nice. But it'll be closing down in about less than a year. Because you don't have this, and this in mind. And this and this. Like, whoa, I didn't even know about this and this. And what is this? Shit. So, yeah, it was rough, bro. It was really rough. So, but I stayed in the fight. So I'm not a quitter. And as a business owner, you have to be ready to make a change. You can't be stuck on your idea of something. Because at that point, my shop was essentially supposed to be a barber shop. I was gonna have my own little suite and all this stuff, and this and all this beautiful stuff. And my business manager who I hired after that came and was like, nah, bro, we can't afford for you to have your own little suite. I know you think which you are, but right now, that suite will turn into a salon. Because we gotta get these bills paid. Your concept, dope, I get it. But nobody's in this space right now, which is not generating no money. You can get in here with the rest of your barbers and do that. I'm like, shit, okay, cool. And this space over here, I got 2,000 square feet. It's a lot of space. And like, what, 12, 13 chairs? So I had to readjust quick. And as a business owner, you gotta be ready to do that. That's why businesses are successful, because they learn how to adjust with the times. You know what I mean? So going into that, if you're choosing to go into business for your own, and you're gonna be cutting or not cutting, have someone who is educated and proven in their business ethics, who will have your best interest at heart. Go for it. Shout out to Marcus.
Gloves versus no gloves cutting hair, and do your clients, some clients feel kind of like offensive with gloves, or have you had any issues with that?
Finesse, again, it's finesse. It's all how you do it. If you look uncomfortable in gloves, you ain't gonna feel that shit. And you pop the gloves on like, just get you. Cool. If you like wearing gloves, gloves are cool. I'm old school. Every now and again I'll rock some gloves, especially if I'm doing some kind of photo shoot, because I'm wearing black, shit just look good. But it's good for like hair splinters and things of that nature. If you cut a lot of hair, you are gonna get hair splinters. Everywhere. I had a hair splinter in my gum line. That did just come out. I had to I was like, let's go. Anyway. Yeah, it was funny. I bet you right now if I check my hands really good, I got a hit. There's one right there. Anyway.
I mean, that's kind of all a preference thing. I mean, like the boss was saying, I wear them, the only time I wear gloves is when I'm touching somebody's face. I cut regularly just without gloves, but if I'm touching like doing a facial or a shave, that's when I put gloves on, just because I do this a lot to my own face. I don't want to be touching there, you know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
But I'm giving them the cleanse and the facial, but that's the only time I wear gloves. If you want to wear gloves while cutting, you to prevent hair splinters, that's the main reason. By all means, but I mean, like the boss said, he had one in his gum, I had one in my toe. And I'm wearing leather shoes at the time, you know what I'm saying? Hair gets in there, man. It really does, you know what I'm saying? So it's on you if you want to wear it. It works better, but at the end, your hands do sweat. They'll dry out. So, and if you're using sanitizer as well, or if you're not using like a, moisturizer or whatnot, your hands are gonna dry out. So you're gonna put more pain on your hands, cause like right here, my fingers, my skin cracks. Cause when I'm wearing my gloves, I sweat, and then after each cut, I put sanitizer on. So kind of drying my hands out, you know what I mean? So it's kind of up to you, if you want to wear gloves or not. But
yeah,
it looks cool.
Looks good.
Yeah, and I think the clients respect it. The whole sanitation and, you don't want to be dirty about it, so they don't really care, most clients.
And it also depends on the demographic of clientele you cut, too. So like the younger generation, they on it. They don't, but old school, you've been getting cut for like 30 years and you ain't never seen nobody put no gloves on. So, you know, it might be, but you know, I've had that happen, like, what's up the gloves? I'm like, no, I'm just trying to be cute. Oh, okay. Or I cut my hand,
True.
you know,
That
with some
happens.
scissors. That's most of the time why I'm really wearing a glove, because I got a Band-Aid on, and that's, you don't want to be, you got this ugly Band-Aid with all this hair in the, all in the, and yeah, but you ain't cutting 1,000 heads. You know, over time that just looks nasty. So I throw the glove on, you know, and then it's probably on just one hand. You know what I'm saying? So, but yeah, because it just, I don't know. I have a high volume of clients, so I try to do gloves, but man, it's a time thing. You know what I mean?
Yes, sir.
What would be like what would you guys like either advise or like recommend like for like us straight coming out of Barber College and like creating a brand for ourselves? You know, like what avenue would you?
First and foremost, do you have business cards?
Nah, man.
First and foremost, gotta have it. Whether you got all your haircuts on the picture, on the card, or just your name and your number, so they can contact you and book you. Something that's gonna have your name on it. That's the start of your brand. After that, you can do logos and all that, you know, as you improve. But have something, market yourself. You know what I'm saying? So when you leave here, who's gonna know you're a barber?
Right.
You know, and if nobody knows, that's essentially your fault. You
Being
know?
consistent too, like with your pictures and posts and stuff, like just
Yeah.
have something like a signature move or like a signature pose or like something so they know it's you. You know what I mean?
Yeah, definitely. And with that, post a lot. If you're trying to market yourself as a barber, you need to get rid of your old Instagram and or not get rid of it, but you know, separate, make you a business account because now they can make it to where they can book from your Instagram. They can text you, they can find locations from your account. So post cuts, good cuts, bad cuts. If you got a reoccurring client that comes every week, post him. Because you'll see from week 1 to week 10, your progression. And so will everybody else. You know, so you definitely, like she said, market, promote. If people don't know you're a barber, you need to let them know. Everywhere you go, people like wear a barber shirt, barber hat, barber pin, business card. Hey man, I like your haircut. I know you may have a barber right now, but if he's ever out of town, here you go. You know, I'm a barber downtown. Come see me. Type of thing. You know, you gotta let people know. Put them in the sodas. You know, you go to the convenience store, take a soda. My Dr. Pepper. Boom. Next person gets a Dr. Pepper, you're gonna get a card too. You know what I mean? Gas stations, everywhere you go, you got to, because coming out of school is gonna be hard. Because I came straight from here, went straight to South Carolina. And man, I was trying to eat up walking, but then nobody knew me. I'm not even from San Antonio. So coming in, like I had to go, and that's what I was doing. I heard the boss talking about business card. Once I got mine in, I'm even at the gas station every time I leave the pump. Shit, I'm walking up to people. We go out and do First Friday. Hey man, how you doing? How you doing? How you doing? How you doing? Pass them out, man. If they don't know, it's your fault. You know, so you gotta let them know. Market yourself the best way you can.
Anything else?
I mean, invest.
No, I'm just trying to let you finish.
Oh, my bad.
Yeah, man, fit that gig. Like, okay, I ain't gotta say that. I ain't gotta say that. You know what I'm saying? No. The question, he posed the question of new barbers coming out of Barber College. People should already know you. Within my first month of being at Barber College, I had some cheap, distant print, phone number on the card. I'm a student. I cut hair.
Yeah.
I got 1,000 of those joints. Every day, I walked around with 20 cards in my pocket. When I woke up in the morning, I put 20 cards in my pocket. I made sure before I went to sleep that night, I didn't have 20 cards in my pocket. That meant I had to get rid of 20 cards every day. You get rid of 20 cards, one person won't call you back. Get rid of 50 cards, 3 people won't hit you back. And eventually more of those will hit you back. But if you want 20 people in your head a day, you gotta be cutting, you gotta be touching 20 people a day.
Straight up.
You know, that's one thing. That's just on the posing. Marketing and branding starts with your personality. When you walk up to that person and just, hey, how you doing? I'm detailed. Here's a business card. I cut hair. That starts your branding right there. He might not never come to you, but he felt your energy in that moment. That's where branding starts. Branding is not just what you post on the gram. That goes without saying. Branding is your personal growth. Branding is, they were getting a haircut by you in barber college, and now you're out and you're in the real world and you've gotten better. That's branding. They can talk about, branding is the people that talk about you when you're not around. Branding is your growth, personal growth. Branding is not just a logo by any means. Everybody, there's 1,000 logos out there, but how much really you remember? You know what I'm saying? So it's what's behind the branding. It's your personality, it's your character, it's your skills, it's your consistency is branding. It's your availability that's branding. As a new barber, you know what? Every time I go in the shop, that dude is always there. You know, I only see him cut one time, but he's always there.
Always.
That's branding, because it's not the person that's not getting cut by you. It might be a person that's getting cut by another barber that's out there in the world talking about, yeah, I go to so-and-so shop. This is one guy, he's always there. Station be clean, ready. You know what I'm saying? I seen him cut one time. You go to his granny, he cut. You know what I'm saying? He's available. I'm telling you, he's there right now. That's branding. Branding starts right now. Branding, networking is branding. How you treat people is branding. How you treat your clientele, attention to detail, no pun intended, is branding. I went with, excuse me?
I think I saw you out one time. Didn't you used to wear like trimmers on your?
Yes, that's branding, brother. That's a decade ago. That was barber college. I was walking around the city with a pair of clippers on my neck that actually worked. And I walked around the mall, passing out clippers, talking shit like, boy, I will edge you up right now. That was my branding.
You were in the club.
Yes, I cut a head in the club. I have. I cut a head at, what was I? I was at, I cut a head one night at, what's that strip club called? Paradise. No, the trap spot. Yeah, the bullet wounds. Anyway, in the doorway, in the dark, under that little light that's there, if you're familiar with it. I don't go there no more. It's upgraded since then. But, yeah, right there in the dark, like, what's up? You know, I don't see y'all, but somebody saw me somewhere. That's branding. Branding is like everywhere you go, you are your brand. I chose the name Detail. My nickname was DL. I chose Detail because I felt like that's a word you're gonna hear every day. When you listen to commercial, stay tuned for more detail. I was like, it starts with a D, ends with an L. And I was like, and that's gonna make me stay having to follow this name. So many times I'll be in a haircut when they just be like, man, I'm freaking tired. But your name is Detail. I have to give that detail every time. It keeps me checked. It keeps me in check. And that's my brand. Your brand is when somebody sees your haircut out in public and they be like, Detail cut your hair? That's branding. You know, develop your skill, whatever your way of doing it. If you like doing designs or you like to just do a certain kind of fade, do that till you can't do it no more. That is your brand. Don't try to be something you're not. Hone on your skills. If you're not a person that can do drawing people's head and just all this other crazy stuff, don't do that. If that's not your thing, unless you want to, you have a feel or you want to get into that, you have an artistic part in you that wants to explore that, by all means, your spirit will push you to do that anyway. But don't try to be something you're not. Your brand is you. My brand is me. Like, you know, I don't try to be no one, but if I see something you're doing good, such as Danny. When Danny came over to the shop, my razor game got better. I was good, very comfortable with the razor, but the way Danny was flipping that razor, I was like, I don't have that. I got these flippers down. I'm good with the razor. But that dude is moving that razor fast too. I'm like, man, and I'm not trying to be like you, but it's something that you do very well that I'm gonna try my best and get. And now I flip that joint, move like, and I'm moving fast with a razor to your face. You know what I mean? And I learned that from Danny. Shout out to Danny, Puerto Rican barber. Woo! Anyway, yeah, man, that boy's cold. So yeah, man, that's branding. Always like evolving. Always being, you know, of course, the social media posting pictures is important because like any other business that you know to this day, you know them because they keep on having commercials, right? Like Ford, They still got commercials. We know what a Ford is. Nike still got commercials. We know what Nike is. But they keep putting it in your face. Because if you don't believe it, no one's going to believe it. And if you keep pushing it enough, they going to believe it. So I just pushed it and 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 pushing and pushing and pushing. And I keep pushing it and pushing and pushing and pushing and pushing and pushing. Can I keep saying it? And pushing it and pushing it and pushing it. Believing that shit. Knowing it. Fuck the believing part. Know I'm great. I may not be where I want to be, but I know I'm going to be great. I can see it like I can see this fade coming into fruition. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's branding. Branding is you, because as a barber, every time somebody walks in your shop, if you cut them 100 times, great. That shit don't matter. Today, it's a fresh canvas. What you gonna do now? Because them other 100 haircuts ain't gonna save you. They will in a way, because if you mess up today, can't be mad at you after one. However, you're only as good as your last one. So if you mess him up, he gotta walk around for the next 2 weeks feeling some kind of way. You know what I'm saying? Like, damn. You think he care about them other 100 haircuts that were great? That he went to Paris with and got married with and proposed to his girl with and y'all had good conversations, stories? Them shits don't matter, because today is a new day. And it's a new canvas, and you gotta come with it every single time. Barbers can't half step, never. We always gotta be on. That's why it's important to check your spirit at the door. Don't come in with that shit, because clients can feel it. I wear my sleeve on the heart, I'm guilty, and I'm petty. So anyway, that's me. My clients can feel, are you good? Like, yeah, I'm good. Still gonna give you, the love on the cut. But I tell them sometimes, like, yeah, I'm on something, man, but I'm just gonna blaze your cut today. Cool. I want a beer, want a shot? I'm gonna go get you a shot. Ooh. What you wanna listen to? Cool. And zone out on their haircut. So it's just important, man. That's branding. What people hear about you, how you post it. Especially, let's jump on the posting real quick. Would you go into a business who, on their, let's say, like on their billboard or on their window decal, they misspelled a bunch of words? How would you feel about that? You know what I'm saying? So I say that to say this: when you post on your social media, be professional as possible. Try to make sure your spelling is correct. That's why it's a smartphone. You know what I'm saying? I'm bad at it, because I be posting on the go. My wife like, you know how many words you can spell? I'm like, I didn't do that. The auto. Anyway. Because people look at that. Like, you want to be looked at as a professional, act as it. You want to post pictures, make sure they're good images. Invest in a quality camera. If you got Jordans on here or $200 shoes, you should have a $200 GoPro. You should have $2 worth of business cards. You know what I'm saying? You got a nice car out there. You like to spend, you got a smoking habit. Make sure that smoking habit is the same as what you're investing in your craft. You know what I'm saying? If you like to eat out expensive and shit, make sure you're doing that in your craft. Because I hate to hear about, and that's too expensive. Bro, you got on $400 shoes right now. And you can't go buy you you can't invest in a good phone so you can take the good images of your work so that will promote your stuff. Because I hate to see a nice cut with a whack picture. That shit just be like, you just destroyed it. You know what I'm saying? You're not even getting everything you could get out of that. Because you're too cheap to go do the right thing, or your priorities ain't straight. Invest in your craft. Invest in a good camera. Invest in, you might have to, once you graduate, you may have to get with somebody that's an actual marketing, branding expert, but it's really not that hard. Because the most important part is just creating your brand within yourself and then allowing that to express into something that's creative and it says it's you. I came up with South Crown. I didn't go with the, this cuts or that cut or all the bull crap that's out there. I'm calling it bull crap, but it'd be like waves of things that people do and then everybody else just do it. It's like, nah, take the time out and put some thought into your brand. When you create a brand, when somebody Googles it, it should be the first thing that pops up. And then the copycats. So I want to do detailed House of Fades. I would have went with a name like that. You know how many house fades barbershops there are in the world, Craig. You know what I'm saying? I didn't want that. So I put a lot of time and effort into Googling and researching and dealing with, you know, how I felt and what I wanted my image to look like and represent until I finally came up with the name South Crown. It's not a South Crown, nothing in existence on the internet when I put that out. Now there's South Crown tires in Philadelphia. Now there's I would say this too, in San Antonio as a whole, there's an influx of barbershops coming out using the name Crown. This Crown, that Crown. Before South Crown hit the block, nobody was on using Crown in any way describing barber. Now it's out there. Even my name itself, there's a shop out there called Details Barbershop. I'm like, wow, I just went up. But you know, what they say, something flattery, blah, blah, blah. Whatever. Be original. You know what I'm saying? Like, whatever it is, it'll come to you, wait for it, and get opinions. Don't just slap the first thing you're gonna do out there. If you're gonna make a logo, invest in somebody that's gonna make it crispy and clean, because there's a lot that goes on into logos. Logos gotta say things and they gotta say it quick, and they gotta represent you. And they gotta be clean. And they don't have to be extra, it's just gotta be clean and crispy. McDonald's got a yellow arch, golden arch. And your 2-month-old baby understand what McDonald's is. Right out the womb. They don't know nothing. They can't even say that yet. That shit, you know what I'm saying? So that's what I want my brand to be. I want it to be in our DNA, like that. So every day you gotta work towards it to keep it going.
Yeah, man. I mean, and also on the note of coming out of school, man, don't stop learning once you get out of barber college.
Not ever.
Yeah. So this past Sunday, I was just at a Hanzo class. They do them almost every month, every other month here in San Antonio. Man, go learn how to cut women's hair. If you're here to be a barber, man, learn and just know how to do a basic cut. Like Brad's gonna show you how to do shear work for sure, but learn, man, because when that's like detail saying, that's your brand putting out there. Your clients be like, man, my other barber didn't do this. Man, look at all that feather and all that texture. Look at all that fade, man. Look at that. My other barber didn't do that. Like, you gotta make yourself different. You know what I'm saying? Make yourself stand out, make your work stand out. And if you're done learning, you need to go. You know what I'm saying? That's what you need to market to. Like, you need to know about your product. This one's a high hold, this one's a medium hold, this one you can run your fingers through, but it's still gonna hold it. You know what I mean? Like, you have to be able to tell your clients what you're doing to them, so that way they can do it, because they're gonna come to you every morning. They're gonna come to you every morning, but you gotta give them a cut, you gotta do work on them, so that way for the next 2 weeks, like the boss said, they don't feel some kind of way about you. You know what I'm saying? Oh, that dude was all right, but go to that barber. No, man, my barber right here, man, he'll cut anybody. Black people, white people, red people, don't matter, he'll cut it. You know what I'm saying? That's a barber you should strive for. Man, I can cut anything. You know? And if if they like your brand, they'll keep coming back.
Yeah, one more thing too. Always pay yourself first. And start now. So you already create that habit. Me personally, to this day, I got multiple streams of income based on how I save. So if you get, I always say, starting off 5% or whatever you make. So even in bar college, you walk out of here with $15, put a few dollars up, put a couple dollars up in a shoe box. Always first. Always pay yourself first in this business. Because you start to teach yourself and make yourself a businessman. Because there's no 401k for this. You know what I'm saying? There's no retirement for this. But you can make that and be a rich man by the time you get ready to do that. You know what I mean? So, every day, if I go home with, say, $1,000, boom, I'm putting 100 up. That's easy. First and foremost, before wife start asking for my kids, start asking before I start paying a bill, before I get gas. If I know I got things to do on the way home, out in my car, I'm like, all right, cool, pull out everything, count, check this receipt, my credit card statements, and okay, cool, I made X amount, 10% of that. Okay, boom, I'll take that out in cash. Bam, put that in this pocket, saving money, you know what I'm saying, everybody else money. I get home, stash that joint, or put it somewhere, and then, then go from there. Like, always, redistribute your money. When you get paid every day, because as a barber, everybody here attest to this. You be making money and spending money all at the same time. You might have made $500 a day, but you about to pay a Clippers, you know, you ate out, you know what I'm saying? Wifey hit you up, she needs your card number because she out of gas. Like, you'll be losing money. So it's important to be mindful of your bread and pay yourself first. Start now. Even if you're getting a little bit, that little bit turns to a lot. You pay 10% of your earnings at the end of the year, you'll be all right. You'll have a little something. And then you can start just either investing that or just keep on stacking that.
So how do you go by paying your taxes to show your income?
Easy. I work through a booking site. So all my appointments, prices, everything is on there. And at the end of the year, I just print it out and I pay my taxes.
Yeah, because booking apps and Square as well, if you're gonna use Square, they have to where they'll give you a 1099 if you reach their criteria. Like for Square is 20,000 in a year or over 200 transactions. So if you're gonna be a card, you know, accepting cards, you know, as long as you make 200 transactions in that year, you'll, from there, if you know how to file taxes, all you'll need is that and whatever source of income that you are making. And then you'll either, barbers for most of, if you're not putting up for yourself, you're gonna have to pay back. So that's a good thing when I was talking about, like investing in yourself, saving for yourself, because when taxes come, last year I paid $3,000 back.
I always pay tax. Me.
Yeah, so,
I don't know anything.
but definitely put up for yourself so that when
I have
you
a
get
really good
1099.
year.
No, because you have the option to pay every 3 months. If
Yeah, you
Right.
break one lead ahead.
Yes, sir.
That's very smart.
Yeah, if you can do that, yeah, for sure. I mean, not knocking against you. That's the recommended.
That's
way
the
to do it.
best way to do it. But I sandwich up on this shit.
Yeah. You know, life happens. You know what I'm saying? So you gotta wait till the end of the year, like everybody else. Do what you gotta do.
But it's because I didn't learn that when I got in. I didn't learn that till then halfway through. You knowing that now. So,
Right.
you know, I'm still trying to break old habits, which is also imperative when you're trying to learn things from the beginning. Make sure you're trying to learn good habits from people around you. Because you'll pick up on a bad habit quick. Like my bad habit is this. It's a bad habit. Cutting hair. I learned that from some dude that used to cut by. And it got on my nerve that he did it. And I started doing it. Instead of, you know what I'm saying? I just be, that's fucking nasty. You know what I'm saying? So like, you caught me now. But anyway.
Yeah, but booking apps will give you a 99, as long as you meet their criteria. So if you're gonna have a booking app, just look for that at the end of the year. They'll send you emails and stuff about it once you register yourself. So definitely keep that in mind because it works. Like I said, Square I've been using the past 2 years, 1099 every year, no problem.
Yep. What else, man? Y'all, this is a good class, man. I had some good questions, man. All right.
I don't care, y'all. I can be quiet.
That's what we're here for.
Yeah, you gotta sum up this now.
Right.
What makes this is an individual question. What makes y'all a different barber from the next barber in the same shop?
Shit. That's what makes our shop.
Personality,
Yeah.
yeah, everybody's
That's kinda-
I
personality
don't
is
want nobody in my
different.
shop that's like me, personally.
I mean, you're all gonna be robots if that's the case, you know what I mean? Like, but like
Our
that's what
diversity is
makes
our
it-
power. I think our power is in our diversity
Mm-hmm.
at South Crown. It's not, you can't walk in my shop and be like, oh, this is a black shop. Oh, this is a white shop. Or this is a whatever shop. No, this is haircuts.
For everybody, we have all
You know what
age
I'm saying?
groups
We
that go
got-
through there too.
Are y'all integrated in the barbershop and a salon? Like,
No, it's just a
No, we
barbershop
used to,
now.
no, I had suites for salons, but
Oh.
we made changes this year and we're just barbershopping right now.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, what makes you different? I mean, yeah, it's just your individual personality. You know, I mean, what you bring to the shop is what makes you different. You know.
Let me answer this question because I'm the one to hire these folks. So like, I chose Marty because A1, he had the courage to come right out of the barber costume, come straight into my situation. That took a lot of guts, you know. And so a lot of his characteristics are things that I really like about him, which is he's very militant. He's ex-Marine, so I can relate with that. You know what I'm saying? So I know a certain kind of mind state comes with that. I know he's gonna be attention to detail. I know he's gonna be loyal. You know what I'm saying? His personality is very strong, if y'all can't tell. It's a very strong personality, but I like that, you know what I'm saying? And just his camaraderie. He's like the best gift giver in our shop, by the way. You want to be on his you want him to pick your Secret Santa. You want Barney picking you. But no, and then Liz, I was telling you about her earlier, and the way she just walked in was like, listen, I need a job. Like that homebrew, I was like, okay, little tiny thing, like I'm in the middle of a cut, busy, like nobody can stop her at the door. You know what I'm saying? She just walked right up, like, all right, so, because I have for my shop, you gotta sign up, you gotta do a resume, you gotta fill out my online application, you gotta have an interview, then my team interviews you, because I might like you because I need to make some money, but my team, they didn't vibe with you. You know what I'm saying? Like, because you just in here to impress me, but you didn't realize that my other boss was peeking you at the bar. And peeking things you were saying, your vibe and your energy and things of that nature or they might have just messed around and had a conversation with you. You didn't know he was a barber, you thought he was a client, you just started talking to this guy. So then I talked to you and I'm feeling it, but then I hear later on that, he was talking some other noise, things that I don't really vibe with. So as a team, we like, nah. And that's important to me because this is my bread and butter. We are a group, we're a team. So you gonna come on, you gotta get like we get. And if you're not like that, and if somebody keep that game from the gate, you're not, you know what I'm saying, this might not be the place for you. That's how we go out. What else?
Answer your question about differences and whatnot?
Yeah. Like, everybody's different, man. I've had transgender work in my shop. No issues whatsoever. All I cared about is, do you do hair? Do you love to do it? And are your clients happy? Yes, let's do it. I don't care about none of that. All I care about is creating an environment and experience when people walk into my shop. Anybody can walk in here and feel a part of it. If you don't feel a part of it, something wrong with you. And that's cool. We're not for everybody. Yeah, but we may curse in my shop. Yeah, we ain't cursing folks out. You know what I'm saying? It's an adult thing. Say what you want. But have some respect with that. You know what I'm saying? It's a time and place for everything. You either get that or you don't. And if you don't, I got the right to say what you make it. What else?
You guys on the floor yet, right?
No, they're just week 5. They just started week 5.
Yeah.
I want to get to see you, bro.
When you guys get out on the floor,
a lot of effort today. I just get at it as a little gift from us at South Crown. You're welcome, man. Appreciate your enthusiasm.
Y'all can take turns wearing it.
No, we were saying we appreciate this opportunity because, this helps us too. We're saying a lot of repeating things to y'all that we kind of need to hear ourselves again. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, it's goes both
when
ways.
you guys get on the floor, don't be afraid to cut, man. If you don't know a certain type of hair, because how you cut here is how you're gonna cut in the streets. If you're hiding from cuts, you're like, oh, I can't do that cut. Like that's what you're gonna always do. You're gonna always do it if you run from it now. So if you know you're gonna mess it up, man. Your instructors are here to kind of get you back, at least with an okay haircut. But don't be afraid to cut because if you do, that's gonna be your ethic in the shop.
Straight facts. Whatever you are in here is what you're gonna be out there. Don't think you could just go out there and it's gonna come to you.
I had a question for you. So, when you came to Alamo City Barber College, were you that one student that you knew this is what you wanted to do? This was your bread and butter. This is something that I'm gonna destroy it. I'm gonna learn everything that I can, but when I get out to that floor, I'm gonna be the best that I could be.
I mean, for the most part, I've always kind of had that, I'm a winner mindset. So anything I do, I try to put my best foot forward. When I originally came, I needed a job. I just got out of the military and I needed something. And a buddy of mine spoke it into my ear, like, man, barbers make money every day. And again, I was transitioning, getting out to the civilian world. So when he said money every day, I ain't gonna lie to you. I was like, okay, I need the money.
I said that because I was in the exact same position.
Yeah. And like I said, I just try to be the best I can, put my best foot forward. And if I'm doing something, I'm gonna be the best at it. Or at least that's my doing.
Speaking from an instructor point of view and seeing you grow through your time here, you were grinding it out. The cuts that you got, you work your best to perfect your craft with every cut that you got.
Sure, thank you. Yes, sir, I appreciate
And,
it.
you know, I think that's what separates a really successful barber from an okay barber, is taking the opportunity to learn something from every cut and put that in your arsenal of skills. And, you know, somebody that comes from here, you know, improves their craft on the daily and ends up, you know, very successful barber.
Definitely. I mean, I was on 6. Station 6, I was out there every morning, man. And if I couldn't get 6 because someone beat me to it, I tried to be in the front. I don't want to be back here because when you're back here, you chill, and someone walks in, you ain't gonna run up and jump on every time. You know what I'm saying? So my method was, well, if I'm up there and if I see it, if nobody else jumps on it, I'm getting it.
That should be your mindset every morning.
And I'm free. Well, you just have one. All right, cool. I'll wait. You know what I'm saying? But you know, and I'll get mad, Mr. Andre, you just have one. All right. You know, and I'm sitting there waiting, like, I'll take that one. You know, messed up hair, not black hair. I wasn't good at cutting curly hair. When I came here, I wasn't good at it. Now I can do that. I got a couple clients that come back all the time. So you gotta be honest, man. Don't run from it and cut with everything that walks through there. Practice your mohawks, your burst fade, because when you get out in the street, that's what people want. That's people comb overs, yeah, everybody gets those, but you're gonna get all those specialty cuts, comb overs, burst fades, flat top, man. If you don't know how to do it, man, get on it. Because those are fun cuts, but they're real meticulous.
And bouncing off what he said, the cuts that you don't necessarily doing. Why? Because A, you'll learn something, but B, that's gonna make you actually better in the cuts you do like doing. You'll find that.
Straight up. That answer your question?
I'm about to get out of here, y'all. I gotta have a lunch date with my daughter. They gonna stay for the next 30 minutes, or whatever. But I just wanted to just tell y'all I appreciate it. Hold that, please. I appreciate the time. Again, my number, 210, you got my number for sure. But if you need my phone number, you wanna call me if you ever need help, advice, if you would like to come shadow me. I have an open door policy with Alamo and Williams Barber College that any student can come and hang out and just watch me cut and just learn the craft. Sleep up a little bit, you know what I'm saying? But you're more than welcome to come hang out and sit at anybody's station, pick anybody's brain, and just, you know, learn what you can, and we're there for you in that capacity. You can ask me anything, and but cause we do this all over the city. We're here, we go to Palm Mitchell, we had a lot of students from the Palm Mitchell to come and to shadow us. What's the young man from here? He's about to graduate here sometime soon. Noah. Young Noah. He's you know, he's a good guy. He's been coming by the shop from time to time, and he came through for their back to school bash and stuff like that. So like, and then, you know, he'll sit and just watch and just pick everybody's brain, and you know, so just to let you know, one of y'all is here and one of y'all is here. Mm-hmm. He was in the same chair y'all sitting in. You know what I mean? So, and I came and did a presentation. And how long ago was that?
Almost 3 years ago, almost 4 years ago now.
So,
yeah.
So that's how we here. So he's giving back. I'm William Barber College alumni, but you know, it's all about the culture itself, and I'm all about it. So again, God bless. Thank y'all. You can follow me at Detail Cuts on Instagram. Follow the podcast, Detail Did It. Follow me on Facebook. Hit me up, inbox me. You need some help. Need some encouragement. I just want to say screw you, whatever. Holla back, man. Thank y'all for your time.
All right, thank y'all for coming. Appreciate it.